Biden deploys 3,000 troops to Afghanistan to evacuate Americans from Kabul embassy as Taliban seizes Kandahar. Joe Biden ordered the temporary deployment of 3,000 troops to Afghanistan to help evacuate Americans from the U.S. Embassy in Kabul as the Taliban continues to sweep the nation. It comes as insurgents claim they have seized Kandahar and Herat, the second and third largest cities in the war-torn country. U.S. troops are set to pull out of Afghanistan before August 31 as Taliban fighters, pictured, continue to take over key cities. Credit, EPA. Troops are being drafted in amid fears that Taliban militants could retake Kabul within a month of Biden's August 31 deadline to pull U.S. troops out of the country. Military personnel have been sent to the Kabul airport to help evacuate staff from the embassy. Taliban militants have now taken 12 of the country's 34 provincial capitals as part of a week-long siege. Militants seized Lashkar-Gah where British troops are being held, and it's reported that women are being rounded up and raped before being held prisoner. There were also reports last night of Taliban officials executing Afghan government troops who surrender. It's estimated that insurgents have control of two-thirds of the country, escalating fears that Kabul could fall within weeks. It's feared that if the Afghan government is overthrown, Taliban officials will impose a repressive regime. Taliban insurgents are on the march as they claim to have seized the cities of Kandahar and Herat. Credit, AFP. Fighters holding rocket-propelled grenades as government forces pulled out of Herat. Credit, AFP. 12 out of 34 provincial capitals in the region have been seized as part of the Taliban's rampage. Credit, AFP. Afghanistan is America's longest war, and Biden announced in April that he wanted around 3,000 troops to be out of the war-torn country by September 11. Senator Mitch McConnell slammed the Biden administration's decision to continue removing troops from Afghanistan. Top U.S. officials have maintained that the U.S. government is not abandoning Afghanistan. The U.S. warned Taliban officials directly that the country would respond if insurgents attack Americans. Officials stressed that the deployment of troops doesn't mean the U.S. is re-entering into combat against the Taliban, as they stated the mission is temporary. A new military assessment predicts that Kabul may come under pressure from the Taliban as early as September, despite its U.S.-trained Afghan army. But, it's reported that the U.S. would continue to push for peace between the Taliban and the Afghan government. Troops will help to evacuate the U.S. Embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan. Credit, AFP. Some critics have slammed Biden for continuing to pull out of Afghanistan. Credit, AP. All but 650 U.S. troops have already been pulled from Afghanistan. Credit, Getty.